Hi again, welcome back to Shankar's channel. So, like I said in my previous video, we'll cover a few, Lambda related stuff in this demo session. So here I am. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna show you or walk you through the demo steps for automating an IAM access keys, and you can call it like automation for rotating IAM keys. So generally, what happens is in enterprise level, we keep the IAM keys for 90 days, and then it will we manually actually disable the old key for the users and the notification to the user uh, after creating a new key for them, and then they get uh, pissed off by getting this kind of uh, updates, and this can be avoided by having an automation in place. So what we are going to execute first, we'll create one role before we jumping onto Lambda, and then we'll get the role for Lambda. Say next. I'll allow Lambda to do two major things. One is to update, that is to create, disable, deactivate, and delete the IAM keys, right? And then I'm going to cover how you can configure SNS and send that SNS, send the notification to the user. Okay, but in the next session, so I'll keep it as is for now. Okay, now we'll create the role name is demo role for IAM rotation. Okay, I'll keep things as is. Create role is created. Now I'll jump onto the Lambda. We'll close for now. Now I'll create the Lambda function, we'll call it as demo function for IAM rotation. Okay, since I have the Bodo 3 scripts, Python, so we'll keep Python and we'll change the default execution role. We'll choose the existing role that we have created just now, and let's go ahead and create the demo. Now, since I have in my notepad, I have the Bodo 3 scripts, I'll copy this as is and paste it out. Okay, and the major and important part for this demo is to set up the environment variables. So, like I said, what happens in an enterprise level, uh, you create the keys, keep it for 90 days, and then you disable the existing key and create a new one and send the notification to the user that, hey, this is your new key. You'll have to configure this on your uh, app or tools wherever they have used it. So, just to avoid that thing, there will be an automatic email will be triggered, but for that, you'll have to configure this. Control Shift and E, it says no environment variables. So we'll go ahead and configure the environment variables here. In the configuration, go to environment variables, edit, add environment variable. I have like five environment variable. For now, I'll keep four. Why? I'll walk you through in my next demo session. So I'll keep these. These are nothing but the keywords that I have used here, like environment 2 disable key in the body 3 scripts, and then environment 3 delete key, and there like that. Okay, so now I'll choose this, my first environment variable, and then we'll pick another, and then we'll pick delete, and then last threshold. It is of no use for demo, but still I'll walk you through why I have used it and why I'm still selecting it. Okay, I'll first go ahead with these four. I'll save it. Okay, and then I'm going to now test my code. So let's configure a test environment, or you can say demo environment for IAM. I'll save it and now I'm going to invoke it. So let's go ahead. So now the response code, it says 200. That means the code worked. Now it did not actually create the key for now, but it worked. So before I deploy it, let's go ahead and create IAM user so that it can pick a list of users and uh, do the scripted stuff that we have defined in our body scripts, Python script. So IAM, so demo user one, next, and then we'll say we'll not choose anything. We'll keep as by default because we are not going to use it. Let's create another user, demo user 2. Now do the same thing for this user. Now for both the users, I'm going to create access key. You can choose the use case. I have chosen the first one because I'm not going to use it, so it hardly matters. But in an enterprise level, just make sure you either save it or you download the file before you click done, because it is a one-time stuff, as you already know. Now I'll go to second user. I'll do the same thing here. Next, create access key, and then done. Sure, continue. Okay. Now there are two users. I have defined everything there, and now I'm going to deploy the changes and test this function. So update, it's kind of updating function, and now let's go ahead and test it out. I'll get the error as expected. The reason being because I have one SNS topic ARN configured, but I have not configured it here. So let's not let me just get this ARN configured. I told you that I haven't configured this one. Reason being, it is like trying to find based on this script. It is trying to find SNS ARN. I'll show you where I have configured it. Just a second. So you see topic ARN. So I have configured it here. See, in every other parameter, either to deactivate it, to delete it, and to create it, we have the topic ARN. So that's why it is. That's the reason it is trying to find that SNS ARN. So nevertheless, we can configure the SNS. I have already configured it. I showed you in my last demo, so you can follow that previous demo and walk through the steps how we can do that. For this, I have configured. I created a topic and subscribed my email so that I can receive the alert. Now it's asking me to put the ARN. I'll go ahead and put the ARN in my environment variable. Click edit. Add another variable, and that name is nothing but the SNS topic ARN, for which we have got the error. So that's the value. But and now I am going to use H0, and the reason is because if in an enterprise level you should configure the values, like if you like to disable the keys in 90 days and rotate the keys, I mean creating new keys and send the notification to the user, first you have to create the key so that user won't have any business impact if he or she has used the IAM keys anywhere in their app configuration or anywhere in the tools configuration. So what you can do is, if it is 90 days for disabling, then put the 85 days for creating the key, and give like 5 working days to get it deactivated, so it would be 90 days. And after 5 days it will be permanently deleted, so it would be 95 days. If it finds that inactive key is not used for last 10 days, so put the 10 days here. So like it follows this hierarchy, but since I would like to show you the demo of everything that needs to be done or happens, that's the reason I'm putting every value as 0. Okay, so I have done this. Since we have configured SNS, so we'll set up one trigger, add trigger, and I'll choose SNS. And I've already created a SNS topic, so I'll hit add. So you will find the SNS configured here. Now there is another thing. Before running the test, the timeout at this point is 3 seconds, but for this job it takes more than 3 seconds. So let's edit this and keep 1 minute. But for this demo, just to be on safer side, I'll choose 2 minutes for this job to run. Okay, so here we are. So another thing I will do, but before that, let's test this one. So now if you go ahead and environment variable, press Control Shift any, you would find what we have configured in our environment variable list of environment variables. It has now come up. Execution results. Let's test it. It's running. See, it crosses 3 seconds, right? So that's what it did actually. So what it says not authorized. Just a second. Not authorized to publish operation. Why is it so? Because see, SNS, we did not permit IAM role to publish SNS notification to the user. So what we'll do, we'll go here in roles, demo role we have created, right? Let's allow Lambda to publish, add permission to publish SNS. So I'll give SNS full permission for now. You can customize this permission. Permission is added to the role. Now if I run this command again, let's see what it does. Test. It again starts executing the job. Now it failed. The reason being because it has exceeded the quota access keys per user. So let's go ahead and do another thing. Go to user, go here. It has done its job, but let's see. Let's delete these keys, deactivate, deactivate, and then deactivate, deactivate, and then delete this as well. So I've deleted that key. I'm going to delete this as well. Now come back to user, and I'll delete this second user for now because it is exceeding the quota. Or let's not delete it. Let's see what it how it does. But I'm going to perform the same thing here. I'll come here and deactivate and delete these keys for the demo user to deactivate and then delete it. But to make it working, I'll have one key created, new key for both the users. Done. Continue. Users, demo user 1, create access key, create access key. Done. Okay. Now I have two users, and each user has one access key created, and both are in active state. Let's go ahead and test it again. Okay. So now I have got new access is created for demo user 1, and it has deactivated the previous key for demo user 1, and the same it did for demo user 2. And let me now log into the email and see if I have got the notification. Okay, now I have two notifications. Two notifications ask for new key creation. That's how you get it. So in 85 days, if you have set the 85 days, the new key should be created. So that particular day, the user will receive the email like this. Please update the application tool with the new access key. Old key will be inactive soon. And in 90 days, it will be actually deactivated. If they are using it, it will have an impact. So that's the reason you choose a gap between when you create it and when you disable it, so that they get the span of time to do modifications at their end. Now I'll show you one another thing. Okay, go to IAM user. Now what I'll do is, it did not perform the delete option because it did not find the deactivated key. It actually deactivated it, but there was no key that was in deactivated state. So that's the reason delete is not here. Now I'll show you how it works when you when it finds the when it finds a key. But that is, I'll delete the inactive key first for demo user 1, and now I'll make the second user key deactivated, and I'll do the same task for demo user 2 under security credentials. So I'll delete this inactive key and make the key inactive deactivate. Okay. Now I have two user with one key each, but in deactivated state. Now let's test it out. Before I test it out, let me delete these notifications to just see what I have got as new notification. Okay. Now I'll test it out. So that's the magic. That's how you can automate the things. So see, new key is created. Now since it found there was a inactive key found, it deleted it, and the same it did for this one. So let me walk you through how it worked. Now you have three emails. One is for deletion, one is for inactive, and is for creation. And since we have two users, so we have got new access key created. So how it happened? Let me go to IAM user 1 in the security credentials. So it found one inactive key, right? Then what it did, it actually deleted it, and it created a new key because we have not set the environment variable. We have not set the environment variable, the values for each variable, any defined value. We have just set zero, so it starts performing everything right away. Okay, so what it did is, it found an inactive key, deleted it because there was no active key, so it created it as well. And when it created the key, then disable come into the picture. It actually disabled the new key and then created another one. So that's how for one user two keys created, just because we have not set the values we have not set the values in a gap. We have set everything zero, so it is performing everything here only on this particular demo session. And that was intentional, just to show you how it works actually. right? Now, one another interesting thing, that's the power of automation. Using Lambda function, you can do it. However, if you like to set it to be run, because we are doing everything manually, right? Create test, hitting test, uh, deploying the changes, that's fine, but we are running it manually. So when in an enterprise level you configure it, make sure you configure the rules as well, event bridge rules, that will allow you to do certain things automatically. So let's go ahead and do it right away on this demo. I thought to do it in different demo session, but just to save a time, let's do it here only. So what I'll do, you can choose anything. I have Maybe I have missed this screen. I have selected scheduled here because I want this to be set up manually. And schedule, I'll not follow any fine grained schedule, I'll follow the schedule that runs at a regular state. So I'll see, you can choose here every day, right? And you can value put one, but I'm going to do it like this in 1 minute. Because for this demo I'm selecting it one. Okay, AWS service, select the target would be Lambda function. I want this rule uh, to create to get created for Lambda function. So this is the Lambda function we have created. We have selected the target. Next, and will now create a rule. Now what it will do, it will now start running it. So it will only trigger the email if there is any uh, IAM things found. It finds, right? If I go IAM here, in a minute it will start running. I'll do, I'll deactivate the key. Let's see. Let's delete this one, and the same thing I'll perform it here. Deactivate, so that it starts the same thing but automatically. I'm not going to hit test. And for second user, I'm going to uh, keep one. For one user I have kept inactive, for one user I'll keep active key. Okay, let's see what it does for both of them. So I have the rule. Let's see. I'll delete this one first. See, I think I have got the keys here. If I first was about to delete everything, but I've got something here. See, it has inactivated automatically. I did not run any test on the Lambda function. It actually started doing the job by default. That's the power of event pledge rules. See, last modified 2 minutes ago, but like really, you are here on this session. I did not do anything here, and you will find one another trigger added here as CloudWatch events. But I did not add this trigger manually. I just configured it there and added the target as Lambda function, but it showed up here. So every other minute it will run and it will give these things. And if you like to verify, go to demo user one and see what you have here. See, here I kept inactive, but that was deleted, and then it created a new key. And since it found the new key and it has to disable it, so it disabled that key, this one, and then created another key. So everything performed on this single Lambda function run. So that's all I wanted to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video. You learned a lot, the automation, CloudWatch rules, and SNS, everything. And I wish you good luck. You perform the same in your environment, and you'll find it very interesting. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.